Hey folks, and welcome along to this latest video from myself. Today we're going to be talking about gradients in logo design, and more specifically, the potential issues that you may come across when using gradients. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look on the computer at some of those potential issues, but also some workarounds that will help you when it comes to reproducing your logo where you may have a limited color option or a specific way of reproducing your logo that doesn't allow for gradients. So let's go over. Okay, so here we are. I've got 3 examples of some stock logo designs that use gradients, and they use gradients in such a way that they actually add quite a lot to the design. So on the first one we've got this M shape here, and we can see that we've got the gradient on the green parts and on the purple parts, which gives that sense of depth as if it's one sort of piece of ribbon that goes from start to finish, creating the M shape. In the middle we've got this water droplet egg type shape, and we can see here that the gradient gives a real sense of depth as if there's been some pieces carved out of it and gives it that 3D, three-dimensional look. And then over here on the right we've got this U shape, but it almost has that effect where it bends over, so it looks like it could actually clip on top of something. So the gradient here is giving it that 3D effect as well, and that's one of the common things that gradients are used for, is to create a 3-dimensional look to the logo design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a few different things here and show you the effect of limiting color will have on the gradients. So the first one that I want to look at is how will removing the color and only having grayscale, if you're only allowed to use grayscale, what effect would that have on the gradient shapes? So if we can see here, I'll move this out of the way, that it doesn't affect the 3D look of the logos at all really, it just takes away the color. So we've still got that depth to each of these. Okay, so that's grayscale. What if we needed to do it in one color, one flat color? Let's take a look at how that would look. So here we have the same logos. I can highlight them here. You can see that the shapes are all still there, but by only having one color, we lose all of that depth. It doesn't have to be black. We could choose any color we want. Let's just say bright pink. We still have that flatness there. Now, in the first two, we still have the M shape, so the M's still visible. In the other one, we still got the egg or the water droplet shape. But over on this right-hand side, we really lose everything of that design. You could still say it's a U, but there's no presence to it anymore. We've lost all of the design elements really to it by going flat color. So what can you do in that situation? Well, one thing you could do is you could convert to outlines and just work with outlines. So what would that look like? Basically what you could do is you could do this, and you could create outline versions so that you've still got the shapes there. You don't have there's a slight kind of faux 3D there, like a fake 3D to it, especially if you've already seen the full color versions. You'd be able to kind of in your head remember what it looked like in 3D, so that the lines do help that. But if you'd maybe not seen the gradient versions, you may struggle to kind of think what they're like. But it does allow this one over here on the right to look more like its full color gradient version, as opposed to where we have it in the one color and it just loses absolutely everything. So where would you probably want to use the outline version? Well, if you're maybe getting something laser etched, or maybe you were having some vinyl cut, some flat vinyl, you could have the vinyl printed, so you could print that gradient and have it cut. But if you wanted to use just sort of off-the-shelf flat color vinyl, then you could do that. Also laser etching, it could work there as well. If you want to have something laser etched, You could do that, or maybe embroidery. You can do some gradients with embroidery. It's not the best, and that's because you have a limited color palette. And I want to go over that next, and what we need to do is we need to switch over to Photoshop to show what happens when you have a limited number of colors. And I don't just mean limited as in one color like we looked at earlier, but let's just say you only have 32 color palette or 16. How does that affect your gradient logo? So one quick way to do that in Photoshop is to use our save for web option. So right now we want to save it as a PNG file, and right now we have 256 colors. So it's looking pretty good. I can just make out some slight banding on the gradients, but it's really not noticeable. I think most people wouldn't see that. What happens though if we go down to 128 colors? You can see now that the banding is really starting to come into play. And that would come into play if you are saving your images for web and you really want to optimize your images so that they're the smallest size possible. By optimizing, you tend to be taking colors out, and that will result in banding as you see here on screen. So what we can do is we can actually, in Photoshop, we can play around with some of the presets, and if we add a diffusion, we can get rid of that banding a little bit. We could try pattern. Pattern there has got rid of a lot of the banding, and we're still only at 128 colors, so that's worked really well. We could try noise, and noise is working out well there as well, so we're quite lucky on 128. But what if we go down to 64? With 64 and noise, you can start to see it's really getting a bit grainy. Let's go down to 32. 32, we can see here that it's really not looking the best, to no dither at all. We get into some, major banding here. It's actually I quite like that effect, but it's not what we're looking for when you compare it to how the logo should look. So as you get down to sort of 16 and get down to 8, you really start to lose those gradients altogether. So as you can see, with gradients, you really need to think whether your logo A needs to have that gradient in the first place, or can you do a design or create a design that doesn't rely on a gradient for depth or any special effects. So bear that in mind if you're designing your logo yourself, if you're a designer, or if you're a business owner watching this video and you're thinking about having a logo with a gradient, you really need to discuss it quite closely with your designer to make sure that your logo is still adaptable, because it's one of the core things that a logo has to be. It has to be adaptable and suitable for uses in all sorts of places, from single color through to full color. Well, there you have it. There's some pros and cons to having gradients in your logo. This will help you make a clear decision on whether you would like to include a gradient in your next logo design, or you'd like to maybe play it a bit safer and just work with some flat color. I hope you found it useful. If you have, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and don't forget to press that bell icon and you'll be notified whenever I release a new video. So until I see you next time, stay creative, folks.